It's saying preparing to live stream the meeting.
Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
Nice. Hey
Hey,
guys.
people.
It's Lisa Jones.
And Golden Duffy, we are the real ones.
And we are here for the first time. We are live on YouTube. How cool is that?
Yeah, Facebook was giving us a little hiccup, so we decided to just take it to YouTube.
It's saying preparing to live stream the meeting. It is now.
Meeting is now streaming live on YouTube.
Now. There we go. Okay.
We're so technologically savvy.
We are. No, but this is it. I mean, it's kind of like when I was doing yoga today and the teacher was saying, well, try, doing something a little more technical. And she's like, and if you fall out, so be it. I mean, it's not like when little kids are learning to walk and they fall down. We're like, oh my God, this kid will never learn how to walk. No, we just keep encouraging them. And the same with the technology. I mean, hey, we had a problem on Facebook. So we thought, hey, let's try out YouTube. We've never done live before, but here we are.
That's funny because that kind of brings me to my one of the things I wanted to talk about was like being stimulated. So we've gone through this whole quarantine thing and our world has changed and there's been a lot of downtime for a lot of us. And one of the things that I'm recognizing in my life is like stimulation. Like stimulation is really important to me. Social stimulation, different things. So my daughter is here with my son-in-law and they rented a Mustang convertible V8. So much fun. But it's crazy. Like you're in the back, your hair is whipping everywhere. I mean, it's just insane. And we were on the highway the other night and I was like, oh, we probably should have put the top up. But then I thought, you know what? This is so stimulating. Like this is so living life to the fullest. And then last night we went to a friend's house for dinner and they have a pool and a hot tub and it gets chilly in California at night. I mean, most people probably wouldn't think it was chilly, but it does. And their pool was not exactly heated, but they had a hot tub and my granddaughter came and both my husband and I got in the pool and we wouldn't normally do that. No one else was swimming. And of course she was there and she wanted to push us both in the cold pool. We both wanted to sit in the hot tub, but she wanted us in the cold pool. And I just thought this is so stimulating. And this is something that I would normally be like, nah, I'm not going to swim. And I just thought life is meant to be lived. And why do we, and I know it's a mechanism of the mind to talk us out of doing things, but why do we talk ourselves out of things? Like, why don't we try more shit? Why don't we get ourselves out there? Why don't we be a little adventurous and start living life from that? Like, oh, this is stimulating. Like this is getting me out of my comfort zone. This is creating new neural pathways. This is invigorating my body. Like it was so refreshing, and the water wasn't freezing, but I have been known to recently even get into very cold ocean water. Not this summer, but in the past, like I'm just like, it takes your breath away, but you go in and it is so like invigorating.
Yeah, it sounds invigorating.
Yeah, so like, why do we, and you get out and you just feel amazing.
Well, you feel alive. I think that's the thing. When you have all that stimulation, right? It really allows us to feel our humanity and feel the aliveness. And I have to say, when I channel passed away loved ones, that's one of the things they always say is like, oh my gosh, I wish I had been more full on and been more adventurous and been more, I mean, basically what you're saying, be more stimulated.
Yeah.
So
like
that they
go for the stimulation.
Right. Because once we're in spirit, guys, I mean, it's bliss on the other side, but we also don't have this physical experience that we're getting to have right now. And so that is what we're here to do, is fully live and feel the connection. And that's why coming together with like a loved one, when you get to hold them and be in their presence, is so gratifying, because on the other side, we're all one, but we don't get to feel that separateness, but that comes together. Like me seeing my kids this past, last week was just bliss, and like you said, being with all your
things like the quarantine has really given to us is that real, true, deep down appreciation for being connected and being with people in person,
right, and what's important. And now that I'm in quarantine, I'm in day 7 of my 14-day quarantine, and I have to say it's been really just amazing. And in fact, we were supposed to go on about 20 minutes ago, and you're like, are you ready? And I don't know what happened, but it was just like all of a sudden I lost like 50 minutes and I'm just in my own little zone here. It's so nice not to be in touch. So it's almost the contrast of what you're saying about all the stimulus. And I'm like, Oh my God, I love being alone right now.
We're like the yin and the yang, because when I was doing a lot of that staying home and just reading, you were out with,
That's right.
like, you
That's
were doing
right.
all this stuff. And I was just like, I'm just here whenever you want to do anything. You know?
I know. And now, meanwhile, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm free all day, whatever. Although I am doing some online yoga stuff, which is great. And then, like, I just got the real estate license was approved by the state, and so now I'm officially with my company EXP.
Yay.
And so now I've got like 1,000 emails, and I'm talking to people all over the country, and it's really exciting. So I'm happy to be home again and kind of locked down, so I'm not, wanting to go to the beach and do all those other fun things.
So you can launch your thing. And if you have any real estate needs, you can contact Lisa.
Yes. And it is crazy. I thought, and I still know, because there's a lot of people, a lot of investors with lots of condos, and they're dumping, and yet the market is crazy. There's like 5, 6, 7 offers on everything. So it's a wild time here right now.
It is a wild time. I know that's happening in Connecticut too, because everyone's leaving New York.
Yeah. So it's an interesting time to be in real estate, but I'm super excited. And again, I was telling Golden, I'm like, I don't even know like what I'm really doing in real estate other than I used to be in it. I love it. I mean, I've purchased and sold homes in about 10 different states, and I don't know. I just felt prompted, and I'm enjoying. I'm just following my joy.
Yeah, following your bliss, and that's a really good, that's a good message to send to everybody else. Just follow your bliss.
Exactly. And one of the funny things, I had reached out to 2 of my friends because when they were having a hard time selling their stuff in Connecticut, I went over and did some space clearing. In fact, this was the actual pendulum I go to people's homes with, and I walk around the property and I ask the energy of the property to release the current owners and whatever. Both of them, it was so funny. I had not realized this. They both sent me emails about a month later, and it was over a 6-month period or something. But both of them said, "Oh my God, Lisa, it worked. Within 3 days, we got an offer, and it sold like a month later." Both of them. It was 3 days after I was there. So, hey, if you're having a hard time selling a house, give me a call, because I can clear it for you. And
and you can do that remotely.
Oh, absolutely.
My mom used to bury St. Joseph in the whenever she was trying to sell something.
I did that. I did that with all my 9 or 10 homes, or however many I had. It works.
It works. I mean, anytime you call on the non-physical, like anytime I've lost something, I always call on my angels, or anytime I need something, I'll call on the angels. And, like angels of just random things, like, oh, I lost my hat the other day, and we were going to the beach, and I have like one baseball hat that I really love because I have a very small head. And I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked everywhere. And then I was like, angels, just tell me where my hat is, because I really need it today. And it was like, it's in your other beach backpack. And I was
wow.
Like, that's just what happens. It's a download, and it happens within minutes. And you can do it for other people, because I do it for my kids all the time.
Oh, good. Okay, good. Because I need you to help me find some diamond necklace and earrings. I keep asking and I forget. Hey, if you're here with us live.
I had a diamond that fell out of my ring, and I found it in my dining room.
What?
Yeah. And I still have it.
Wow. That's very cool.
It works. It works.
If you are here live with us, say hello, because you can do that on YouTube. I didn't even know you could do that. This is our first time live on YouTube. And
so can we see that? You can see that?
I can see that. In fact, what I will do is I can copy and maybe put this over at Facebook. What do you think? Put it in our group over there?
Try. See what you can
I don't know. Again, technology is amazing that we can be all over the world and connect. It is. And
it's all about the way you feel about it and what you believe about it.
So that's what our title was. Is that positive? What was it?
So it's positive mental attitude. And there's a show on Netflix called Alone. And it's about a group of people that they put into the wilderness totally alone. They're not together. The one that we're watching is in Patagonia, and they're allowed like 10 items. They're totally alone. And if they win, they get $500,000, but they don't know if people are tapping out. So they don't know if they win unless somebody comes and tells them you're the last one. And you don't know if the second to last one was just about to tap out. So it was really interesting. There was a teacher, a high school teacher on there, and he was like, Mr. Positive, and this is the difference between having a positive mindset that goes all the way in. It's like your vibrational state is of positivity. opposed to just speaking the words and not really having this down deep connection to positivity. So within 3 days, this guy tapped out, and I watched him go from Mr. Positive, right? Positive mental attitude, positive mental attitude. That's all I kept talking about. Started raining. He didn't like being alone, probably because he's preaching the positive mental attitude and he's always moving. So like when you get to be alone, all of a sudden you're with your thoughts. And his thing was like, my thoughts are killing me. I can't do this. And he tapped out within 3 days, and his attitude went so if you just say it and you don't believe it and you don't do the inner work, the real deep down inner work, that's like, I really believe that I can do this. I really believe I'm powerful. I really believe I can dig deep and tap in, you know, you're going to fail.
Well, so it's so interesting because this is such a great example of talking the talk and
actually feeling it
and actually like, so it's one, and I think that's what a lot of, again, I'm not picking on Abraham, but I feel like a lot of Abrahamers, they talk the talk, right? If I just focus on, you know, on saying what I want, but down in their heart, they're freaking scared and they don't believe it. And there's lack,
a level of denial in there that's not going to serve you. And that's what we teach at the Real Ones, is about going underneath, working on your traumas, releasing the energy that no longer serves you. Because if you don't do that, your vibrational state is always the one that's going to prevail.
Yeah.
So if you don't really feel it, and because I've met a lot of people who said, I'm a really positive person. And then you hang out with them for a few minutes and you're like, and I am totally guilty of this. Like, I know a few weeks ago, like I even posted, I'll go into the gym and I'll have this really shitty attitude. Like, tired, I'm sore. Like, these are the first things I say walking in the door. And it's like, how is that helping my workout? Right. So now I've got this positive mental attitude, and we've made a joke about it. It's very funny. And we post a little video before and it's Hell Week, which is like really, really intense workouts. Like it's no rest. You're hitting it really, really hard. So if you don't have a positive mental attitude coming in there, out the workout, it's like we're pumping each other up by reminding each other, hey, where's your positive mental attitude? As soon as I get that look on my face, like I've got a couple of people like, where's your and I'm like, I'm in, I'm here, I got this, you know. And it has changed my workouts.
Wow.
And I won 2 days, like 2 days in a row. I won.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, well, and so, so it's a great example of, you know, talking and actually feeling and vibrating at that level.
Yeah.
And, you know, it makes all the difference, because again, if underneath you're just, you're trying to put a mask on, right? And you're just like, everything's fine. And yet on the inside, you're just like, I hate this. I hate everything that's happening.
There's no resilience, because you're taken out. We call it the shitty committee. You're going to be taken out by the shitty committee. They're going to attack you because you don't have that strong muscle, which is what meditation gets you by working and training in the mind. Once you train the mind, you can be really aware of what the mind is saying, you know. And that's like, even to go along with the stimulation conversation or resistance, because before I'd be resistant about swimming in the pool. No, I don't want to get wet.
Yeah.
I don't want to be cold. And it turned out that I got in that pool. It felt so good. I went in the hot tub, and then they had this beautiful fireplace, and I went and sat in front of that, and I was never cold. And I'm like, this is what life is really about, you know, saying yes, like saying yes and taking chances, and no longer being in resistance to the mind talking you out of change or expansion.
Exactly. And what about, so what would you have said to this guy that tapped out so soon? I mean, did you see the point at which he just went wrong? Like, you know, it was just the train was going the wrong way or whatever. Or...
It was like he woke up one morning and it was raining, and you could just see like the darkness just hit. And it was like, I don't like being alone. I don't like what my mind is saying. And it wouldn't stop, is what he said. It wouldn't stop. My mind just wouldn't stop. And it's like, that's a product of someone who's never done any kind of mind training, that doesn't really understand. Like, I was thinking about my daughter the other day, because she definitely has some issues with that. And I'm like, it's whatever voice you're listening to, you know, if you tune that frequency into the voice that's telling you can't do it, or you're not good enough, or, you know, you're not pretty enough or skinny enough. If you tune into that voice, then you don't have a chance of tuning into that universal connection, that source connection, that ease and flow and feeling beautiful and feeling good about yourself. So it's a training.
Yeah.
It's a training. Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, that's a good, yeah, because I think that's part of it is as much you can have the best attitude, but if you don't have all the underlying, you know, the mental training to keep it
There's
there.
no resilience.
Yeah.
There's no resilience, you know, it's like, it's all just very surface. And the second something happens, you're going to be taken down that road. And I often think of that book that we read, the Zen of Happiness.
Oh yeah, Zen and the Art of Happiness.
Yeah, it was Chris Prentice. Love that book. And I mean, that book really affected me because I still think about it today. When something happens that's not optimal, do you go into hysteria? Do you go into stress? Do you go into this sucks? This isn't working out for me. Or do you go into, oh, cool, let's see what happens here, you know?
Yeah, or what great thing is going to come out of this experience, right? Because that's kind of, I have to say, like when I went into my 14-day quarantine, I was pissy. I was just like, I was digging my heels in, like, I'm going to sneak out. I'm going to go to the beach every day. I don't care. Yep. And then I just released and I was like, you know what? All right, fine. I'm here. Because it's a $5,000 fine and a year in jail. So I'm like, yeah, it's not worth it to me for that. So when I finally released that resistance and just embraced it, all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, this is great. Gift, right? It is a gift. It's a total gift. And I mean, I was telling you earlier, I mean, my whole bedroom now is like pristine. I have everything in my closet exactly the way I want it. Everything's folded beautifully. And I really love it. I did send you something from one of our favorite channels, Daniel Scranton.
Oh yeah. Let's
so I just wanted to read you. It says, you are beings of compassion and joy. And if you can take your focus off of this idea of defeating all the bad guys, then you can put your attention where it belongs, which is on yourselves, on your hearts, and in your communities. If you put your focus on peace and kindness, compassion and love, and if you can take your attention off of your devices, your screens, then you will become the powerful force that the bad guys don't want you to become. You will become the force that sets the major changes on your world into motion. You don't have to wait for an event or a solar flash. You don't have to wait for anything in order to take back the power over your own lives. Now is the time, and you are the ones. And so that's, I wanted to read that because for the real ones, especially, we are the ones that are here, that are making a difference. And that's what we get feedback all the time on our website and on our Facebook and YouTube, that we are making a difference in people's lives. The positivity that we bring to people, the mind training, and knowing that you don't have to buy into all this crazy nonsense that's going on right now.
And there's so much right now, like there's so many different bandwagons that you can join right now and become upset about and become frustrated about and feel powerless about and feel like you want to fight against. And I definitely felt, you know, that I've kind of tuned into certain things. I've got people on, and now I'm just very much about kind of grazing through stuff like that. I like to know what's going on.
I don't.
Yeah. And you can't really believe everything you read, but I've gotten to the point where I've kind of backed away from it and I'm not so involved in it because I don't need to fight any battles. The only thing I need to do, and the only thing I think we all need to do, is to create joy, create present moment awareness, create that mind training that really tunes us into what can I do right now? I know there's a lot of people right now that have been affected by storms. My daughter came from Connecticut. My other daughter was there too. They didn't have power for a few days. I know is it Iowa? No. Yeah. Cedar Rapids. Is that Iowa?
Oh yeah. Yep. Iowa.
So they're dealing with a bunch of power outages right now. And I have to say, Lisa and I have both been through a lot of storms and a lot of I've gone, 7 days without power. The effect that not having electricity has on your life moving forward, I could still get excited when I turn on a light from that 7 days. Like, I don't know, what was that, 7 years ago? I mean, you get a new appreciation and a deeper capacity for joy, just turning your faucet on, just taking a shower. So all of these things can lead to something wonderful as much as it sucks right now. I get it.
Yeah, the contrast is amazing. And we were talking about this before we went on, but yeah, 3 times. The first 2 times are almost back to back. And the first time it happened, we didn't have a generator, and it was horrible. It was almost 2 weeks of all 3 times, it was like almost 2 weeks. I don't understand why it took so long.
That's a long time. Most I've ever gone is 7 days. That's
it was a really long time. And so then we were going to get a generator, but then the next one happened like so quickly that we didn't have the generator yet. And then we got the generator right away, but then we didn't have another power outage for 2 years, which I was grateful for. But oh my gosh, I felt like the queen of the earth when we were able to turn on a generator and have like 2 lights on in the house and be able to flush the toilets and have the refrigerator working. And it shows you how little you really need to function and be happy. The contrast is huge. And again, it's so crazy because especially now with COVID, like what the whole world has done in response to COVID, and yet losing power is just, to me, way more devastating, when it comes to just your day-to-day life. If you don't have COVID, again, I don't know anybody that's had it. I don't know anything about it.
But I think the power outage on top of COVID is some people like off the freaking rails right now.
Yeah.
Mike saw a fist fight like in the middle of the street yesterday. There's people, we have got to calm the fuck down. Like we have got to figure out a way. And that's why, we're so amped on meditation, because you've got to get control over your own vibration, over, what you're feeding yourself, what you're putting on your plates. Because if you don't, and you tune into what's going on in the world, you're going to lose your mind. Like
you are. Well, I posted that video of Will Ferrell. I forget what movie that's from. That
was so funny. That's from Step Brothers.
There you go. Step Brothers. And where they have to hug, I guess. And so they slow motion are coming together. And the caption was, what we're going to have to teach people after COVID, how to hug again. And oh my God, I just started laughing so hard when I saw that. And that's true. I swear to God, like, I forget if I mentioned it, but I was going to go I think I was getting my eyebrows waxed, and it's a drive over there. And so, but I combined it with something else that I was going over, and she called me and like wanted to move the time. And I just like got kind of irate on the phone with her. I'm like, what? I changed my whole day around for this. And I'm like, good Lord, it's to get my eyes waxed, my eyebrows waxed. I'm like, it is so insane how just these little, but it makes sense, right? We're all pushed to the edge right now. So it's like that, the proverbial straw on the camel's back or whatever. We're just all poised to.
And that's why we got to pull back. We got to pull back, and we got to really, really be very diligent. I know I've said this a million times, but more so than ever, because so much has been piled on our plates that we've got to get really diligent about pulling back and finding some joy and being present and spending time with those people that you feel safe with. I have just so many good people in my life that I hug and that I love and that I see every day and I feel safe with, and they feel safe with me. And, that feeling of safety, I think, has really been robbed. It's been really stripped from us. And I absolutely despise that we're walking around avoiding each other like we all have the plague when we don't.
I know.
To me, that just crushes me. It's like what we've done to the human spirit, and we are so resilient, and we're going to definitely come through this. But when I see people living in so much fear, there's the compassion piece. It's just like, I met this woman the other day. They had closed down. There's this woman. Okay. So I go to the gym. The gym is not technically open, but we've been going for 4 months together and we're all good. And there's a strip and there's a hair salon on the end of the strip. And I had heard the other day, because my friend was supposed to get his haircut, that they got shut down. And now, in California, hair salons are supposed to be shut down. Don't understand why. And so they were moving all their stuff outside because somebody had turned them in.
Oh, God.
So Nazi behavior. Anyways, so they're putting all their stuff outside and they're putting pop-ups, and we go over and talk to him. And I felt so much love and so much compassion for this woman. She's like, we have to pay our bills. What are we supposed to do? And I was like, I just feel for you guys. And I would have never had a conversation like that with this complete stranger before. So that's why I realized, boy, my compassion is really, really amped up
Yeah.
for people and for the human condition, the human spirit, and how we're going to come together. Just like 9/11, like we all came together, just like the Sandy Hook tragedy, we all came together, and there was so much more love and capacity for love in the world. We will do that with this. There's no doubt. It probably more than anything else, we'll do that with this, because it's the world.
Yeah. Once we get through what I don't know, again, I don't know when, but it is funny. My daughter she called it like a speakeasy to get her hair cut, because she was just desperate, calling around. She's in San Diego, but it was for the wedding, which we had in Florida. But anyway, and nobody was answering the phones. And then somebody called back, because I guess they found, her phone number came up on their ID, and they're like, "Are you looking for a haircut?" And she's like,
"Seriously?"
Yeah.
Mike had to go to the back door.
Well, that's exactly. So she goes to the address, and there's newspaper all in the front of the thing. Yep. It's all locked. It's all locked. And so she's just like standing there, kind of like, I guess I came to the wrong place. And all of a sudden it's like this door opens, and it's like, "Are you here for a haircut?" It's like, yeah. And then it's like
committing a crime.
Totally. It's like we're right. It gives me the chills to think about how insane it is right now that you can't go get a haircut. I mean, I'm sorry.
But you can go on an airplane and breathe in people's air for 7 hours. Mask or no mask, you're letting people eat. I mean.
Well, that's the funny thing. Yeah, they say you can take your mask off if you're eating. So I just had my mask off with like a thing of pretzels in my hand,
I know, I was going to say, we were talking about this yesterday because we were in Laguna, and supposedly it's a law in Laguna, and which blows my mind that we were going to walk around with lollipops.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's a good idea.
We're healthy people. This is insane.
We are. We're so healthy. I mean, I've not gotten the flu ever. So
yeah. So so what else did we want to talk about? We've been gone. I feel like we've been gone forever.
I know, we have been.
Yeah, and we're going away tomorrow. I'm really excited. My family's going to Lake Arrowhead for 4 days.
That's going to be great.
I know, it's going to be great. I love to just have all my family together. It's so, it's just so wonderful. And then to be in the mountains at the lake and just the fresh air and nature, get back to nature. Everybody's going to do some grounding and just, I'm excited about it. It should be great.
That'll be really good.
I know we wanted to talk about one more thing. What was it? Well, we can remind people that if they subscribe to our website, therealoneswithaz.com, you will get a trauma release meditation teaching. And if you subscribe on YouTube, which if you're here, you might have already subscribed.
But a lot of people haven't. They might be watching. You got to go down and click on the.
You got to subscribe, and then you have to email us at Goldyn, GOLDYN, and Andy, Lisa, LISA @gmail. And let us know that you subscribed, and then we'll send you the abundance meditation for free. Hello. Yeah. We also do clearings. Really excited about our clearings that we're doing. Clearings, frequency tuning, whatever you want to call it. We do that for donation based because we love to be able to do that. And that has been life-changing for people. So we do one with you. We put you as an anonymous guest, and then we post it on YouTube so people can listen and it can help them. And then 30 days later, we have you come back and do, and we've had people, one person did it and she sounded like a totally different person 30 days later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Very cool.
So those are the things that we do. We have guided meditations on therealones.com as well that you can purchase that are extremely helpful at this time.
Yeah, definitely. So good.
Yeah. And then, when just getting back to that whole positive mental attitude thing, when you were talking about the house thing and clearing energy when someone is looking to sell a house, we have a certain energy about things. We have a certain vibration about things. So if you're in this belief system of I'm stuck and I can't sell my house and my house won't sell, or whatever your belief system is, that intention shifts energy and creates a belief system in you that actually moves the energy along. There's non-physical support. There's no doubt, but it's also about your vibrational frequency and what you're tuning into. So intention-based stuff is huge. And also writing things down is also huge, because writing is the strongest form of focus.
And I just pulled this and I'm like, yep, because that's our power, right? The power of being able to tune into what we really want to create. And that's the thing. And that's by listening to us, you learn how to train your mind to be able to tap in to what you really want, rather than keep falling back into those old patterns. And that's what
Exactly.
happens, is that those old
So,
energies
so
are
the
like
power is
stuck.
that's the blockage card, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people are, I think there's a huge thing with power right now,
Oh, for
and
sure.
proving to yourself, even with just the little things about manifesting, if it's, something small that you want to manifest, or we have this idea of something big, something small, there's no such thing. It's just our belief system around it. But if you just take it with something, minimal, and just say, oh, I'm going to look to see a red rose, and then just kind of let it go and let the universe provide for you, you will see it and you'll go,
Exactly.
I am powerful.
That's right. Do you have your cards or no? Because I
do.
can pull.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Why don't you pull the second one then, which is going to be
This is the action card.
the action card.
The action card on intention and manifesting. Ooh, perfect.
Playful. I like it.
Like,
and that's it. And that's it. People, I think,
and joy.
Right. And there's kind of this like, oh my God, energy, and oh my God, it's scary, or it could be evil, or no, it's fun, it's playful. It's so amazing. It's like,
it is. When you get in the flow of it and you just kind of let go and you just release the oars, they say, just kind of let the river take you and stop being so in resistance to everything, but have a little bit more of like an acceptance and like okay, let's see what manifests from here, because this is what I want. Like that's the rub right there. This is what I want. And it's focusing in that direction of what you want, instead of going, oh crap, this is happening and I don't like it.
And then you get stuck in all that.
Yeah.
There's a great, have you seen, it's a movie, a documentary, First Contact. It's on Amazon, and it's about Bashar. Do you know Bashar?
No, and I love Bashar.
Oh my gosh. It's amazing.
Bashar, he channels, it's Daryl Anka, and he channels Bashar, which is an alien, and he actually saw them. He was in LA.
Yeah, it talks about the whole thing.
He's very interesting. And I believe him, and I have listened to him at a pretty good amount, and everything he says truly resonates.
It's so cool. Well, and that's what I love about the playful card, because he talks about just how funny they are, and they do and that's the same when I was channeling on stage and stuff. Good Lord, the one-liners, the timing, the whole, I mean, I would love to be a stand-up medium, because they are so freaking funny. It's
and if you've ever listened to Abraham, they're very funny.
For sure. So I love that. Wow. That's so funny. So this is the outcome. I'll pull an outcome card too. Ooh, look at that. Create power.
The power to create.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I love it. Well, I love it that it was the blockage card and the outcome card, because it is like, people think, oh, I don't have power, but no, you have to create the power. You have to tap in, and you have to.
That's funny when you think about electricity and the people that don't have electricity right now.
Yeah.
Power.
That's right.
Funny.
That is funny.
That is really funny.
Yeah. So then you got to go create it, somewhere else. You got to go find it somewhere else, go plug in somewhere else, go find a shower somewhere else.
Yeah. Just make it an adventure, make it all about stimulation, make it about clearing and cleansing, just like Lisa has with her quarantine situation. It's like, well, I'm just going to clean things out. I'm going to move energy around. I'm going to make an improvement in my life, because that makes me feel powerful.
Yeah.
Instead of just sitting here in the dark being pissed
Instead of being all mad and all like, oh my God, this is gonna be horrible. And meanwhile, I've got all my amazing friends. Thank you. Anybody that's watching, that's bringing me food. I mean, I just had somebody text just before we went live. Hey, I'm in town. Do you need anything? I'm like, yes, see batteries. That's my battery, or my flashlight, ran out of batteries. So, you just gotta, and that's part of it too.
So are you going to bed like super early? Oh no, you have power. I'm like thinking you don't have power. You're just.
Oh yeah. No, that's funny. No, it's just
you're quarantined with power. Could you?
Yeah, with power. No, and that's the thing. Quarantining without power, that would make this a lot more difficult if I didn't have power.
So much worse.
Yeah, I've been staying up late, and plus with the 6-hour time shift, I think I'm finally back to Hawaii time.
Well, that was good, because jet lag is real. I believe in jet lag.
I really try to go with the sun. Just go get up with the sun, go to sleep. Wind down.
That's a big shift, though. That's 6 hours.
6 hours. Yeah, I guess it was only 5 now that I think about it, but whatever. It was a long time.
It's a lot, though. That's a lot. Yeah. When you're.
But again, it doesn't matter when I go to bed, because nobody's here. Doesn't matter.
Kind of a beautiful thing when you think about the zero expectation.
It is. Well, and I think that's what I got sucked. I walked by because somebody brought me a puzzle, and I'm super excited because I'm not really a big puzzle person, but I was like, oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me just find 5 side pieces while I'm here. And then I just got obsessed. And then I was like, and then that's when I was like, you're like, are you ready? I'm
Oh,
like,
you were in puzzle world.
I got sucked into puzzle world, which, like I said, I'm not a big puzzler, but by myself, because that was the problem. I would always compare. Everybody else could find things way faster than me. And I felt like I was a bad puzzler. But now that I get to do it all by myself.
Changing your beliefs about being a good puzzler.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
I just need to practice.
We've done a lot of puzzles together. When we go on trips, a lot of times we'll take puzzles and.
Yeah, I do enjoy it. But like I said, I'm usually the slow one around. So now I can just take as much time as I want.
Oh, no pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
And if I don't want to do it either, I can just put it all in the box. I don't care.
Nothing to prove, people. Nothing to prove. That's awesome. That's great. So yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen Monday. I don't know.
I might jump on. I know if you're. I'm
going to be traveling back, so I don't know what time. I don't know.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. We're here.
Or I was going to say, or we could do Tuesday, but my family is only here until Wednesday. Kinsley's birthday is Tuesday. We have a lot of birthdays. Jade's birthday was last week. My oldest turned 28. I don't even know how that happened. Yeah, so we got to celebrate her, which was.
And your birthday's coming up.
My birthday's coming up, and Kinsley's birthday is next week. She's the 18th, so she's my Leo's. She will be 3.
Oh my gosh, that's hard to believe.
And I'll be 48.
What? No.
I'm the big 50 over here. Yeah, and I'm like in the best shape of my life. Maybe not as good as I was when I was 29, but I'm close. I'm very close. I feel very strong and very good. So yeah, fantastic. I'm excited about my birthday. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's going to be good.
It's going to be fabulous. Absolutely. All right. Well, this
never disappoints.
That's right. That's for sure. Awesome, everybody. We love you. Lots of love and big aloha.
Peace.
Peace.